Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This video for Tuesday, April 17th, 2012 is sponsored by Realtik. Alright, let's get right into it, folks. Market staging a massive rally today on the back of solid auctions out of Europe, which again has been one of the major concerns in this market, what is going on in Europe. We've seen yields surging in Spain, in Italy, and today a little bit of calm returning to their market with some positive things going on. So that's creating this massive rally. We also saw the Nasdaq, or the Qs, the Nasdaq 100, hit a major level of support yesterday, which told me we were going to bounce today. And I'm going to show it to you right now, folks. I mean, you're looking right now at the SPY intraday. This is what the market's doing currently, mirroring the S&P 500. But I want to flip over to the Qs chart, the Nasdaq 100, to really give you the basis of what I saw yesterday. Here you can clearly see the massive run the Nasdaq 100 has been on, led by Apple Inc. We all know Apple is the powerful mover in the tech sector that basically makes up 20% of the Nasdaq 100. Thus, it really controls things. But one thing I noted yesterday to my members in the Research Center and in the Intraday Stock Chat was that the Qs tagged the 50 moving average. The methodology here at InTheMoneyStocks.com dictates that the first hit of any major trend line has a 90% chance of a bounce or a pullback, depending on if it's support or resistance. In this case, it's support, therefore a bounce. Sure enough, yesterday, the 50 moving average is hit for the first time in 2012. In all of 2012, you did not hit it until yesterday. To me, knowing how important the tech sector has been to the rally we've seen over the last 4 months or so, that told me again a rally was in store and a bounce is in store. Now, I don't necessarily know how long it's going to last for. I don't think it's going to go to new all-time highs by any stretch. I think Apple's getting a great bounce today, which is fantastic and stuff like that. But I don't think it's going to last more than a few days, maybe into the end of the week in Options X. But bottom line is, there's your look at the size of that bounce on the Qs today. Unbelievable bounce, again, led by Apple. Take a look at Apple here. A monstrous bounce on Apple today, up $25 after the stock was down 10 early on in the day. And again, Google's having a nice bounce. We're seeing a great bounce on IBM ahead of earnings today. And again, IBM reports earnings after the bell today, folks, as does Intel. INTC is also reporting earnings. So again, big stuff going on. It's Options X week. We have some better things over the last 24 hours coming out of Europe. In addition, we also have a lot of earnings news coming out after the bell today. But net, we have the Dow up 195 points, Nasdaq up 60, which is 2%, and the S&P 500 up 22 points, or 1.6% on the day. All right, let's go back to the SPY. I want to take a little bit of a note here and exact my analysis. Right now, again, this is the level you're running into. Look at how troublesome this level is for the market. The market's having a lot of trouble getting through this line here at the 139.25 area. And the reason is, if I zoom out, I want to show you where this line comes from. It's actually a great line here. See the pivot low going back to the 29th of March? This big dip before we popped up to new highs, that's that level. All right, and that's a very, very important level for the market, and that's why you're stalling out in that range. So we'll see again if the market has enough energy later in the day to break through it. The one thing I would say about this market is that short term it's very extended. You have not all day hit the 20 moving average, which is somewhat rare. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little profit taking later in the day ahead of these earnings announcements from IBM and Intel. I don't think you'll see much of a pullback, but I do think a small pullback might be in store from these current levels. If you continue up, you might ask where you're going to go next, and the next obvious answer is going to be eventually up to this level, which is a major gap fill, and that would be at approximately the 139.80 level on the SPY. Now again, folks, here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, we give out swing trade alerts, we give out day trades, we give out proprietary techniques and market analysis, and again, you can try us out for free. That's right, folks, free, by taking the 7-day free trial to the Research Center, which is geared towards swing traders and investors, and the Intraday Stock Chat, which is geared towards day traders. If you want live intraday activity, if you want to ask us questions live, that's where you do it. You see our charts live throughout the day, live charting and everything like that comes with the Intraday Stock Chat. All right, so again, swing traders and investors, Research Center, day traders, intraday stock chat. All right, going back to the markets here. Again, very, very solid rally today. It's a rally inside of the bigger move down, and I think that's the important thing. Here's your big move down, and right now, if you want, what you should be doing is connecting these low pivots, and this will give you a future breakdown level. When this line that I just put in eventually gets taken out to the downside, that's when you'll have the next leg down in the market. But as long as you hold above here and kind of trade like this, up and down, you could continue to float neutral to higher. You're making actually a pretty classic in spirit of bearish pattern development, and again, we'll watch for that over the next couple days. Couple things else to go over. We have the dollar slightly weaker on the day. If we go to the daily chart of the UUP, this is your major trend line in green that we have in the charts. You can see you're continually hitting it. Today you actually hit it again. If that breaks 200 moving average is your next level. If you take that out at the 200, you actually could fall pretty sizably to the downside. So keep a very close eye on this area on the market or on the dollar chart, which is the UUP. We have gold today trading down just 14 cents. It was sharply lower earlier, but has had a massive rally back. This is the intraday chart on the GLD. Look at the early sell-off and then the massive reversal. Truly an amazing reversal. And now you're just kind of consolidating sideways right now. It's actually looking a little bit more on the bullish side on an intraday basis. But commodities, for the most part, will be closing in the not-too-distant future. So it's probably not much of a move you'll get out of it at this point into the remainder of the day. The move might come tomorrow, if anything. All right, oil, let's take a look at the USO. USO is having a pretty solid day, although it is slowly floating down off the highs of the day, as you can see. But again, up 45 cents on the day as oil is higher. Spot crude up $1.34 to 104.27. Again, that's spot crude's current price. Now, let's take a look at a couple other things. I want to go back to Apple. AAPL was one. I actually gave this out to my traders in the Intra Day Stock Chat at 680 when it was turning positive. You can see a nice bottoming tail here, and that was right at the 580 level, 580 right here. And I said, listen, guys, bottoming tail, Apple short-term oversold, Q's bouncing. This could get a very, very big move to the upside, and sure enough, it has done that. That was about $25 to go on Apple at this current intraday price, and that's an intraday move on Apple from the level I gave at 580 up to now. It hit a high today of 606 from 580. All right, again, a couple other charts to go over here. Let's take a look at Exxon, XOM. Exxon has had a pretty solid day. It is rolling over just a little bit. You can see a profit taking beginning to come in on Exxon a little bit. Let's take a look at Chevron. Chevron, the same thing. So Chevron and Exxon rolling over, although we still haven't seen much of a rollover in the bigger players like Apple and some of these other ones to see any sort of profit taking. Another big mover today is First Solar. First Solar was halted this morning. News pending. The news was they were cutting some of their workforce. The stock loves that, or at least investors love that, buying the stock up, trading up $2 on the day, or about a 10% gain. And again, basically cost cutting to be in line, which is what the market likes to see on a beaten down solar play like that. And again, good bounce. There's a lot of shorts in it, so a lot of shorts covering as well there. All right, scanning through, let's see what else we have to look at. I gave out CLNT this morning. Let me show you this one, folks, because I gave this one out a few weeks ago, and it was a monster mover. But CLNT today, I gave out at a price of $3.75 to my members. I knew this one was going to run. I talked about it pre-market. I looked at it last night, and I had this one ready to go. And today, I gave it at $3.75, folks, as a long play on a bounce candidate, and it has run from $3.75 intraday to a high today of $4.83. That's over a dollar move up from the alert given. And again, look at that move up. Just think about being in that. You're talking about like a 30% gain, 25% gain in a stock intraday from the alert. And again, the reason why I knew it was going to run, we'll just take a look at the daily chart. Massive squeeze up 2 days in a row, going essentially from $2 to $9, which is ridiculous. And then look at the downward pullback into the 20 moving average. With the market up today, with us pulling back into the 20, this was a no-brainer to get a big bounce. I gave it out. Members had huge profits in it. I myself had it, and I profited big as well. This is where it's all at. And you see how, again, it doesn't matter what stock it is. I don't care if it's large caps or small caps. I'll trade anything. You show me something that looks good, I'm going to trade it. That's simple. And again, you should learn here at In the Money Stocks. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to teach you how to learn all this stuff. Teach you how to learn the ins and the outs, proprietary analysis that you will blow your mind and make you better than hedge fund managers. And again, it's all in the 7-day free trial. Check us out. Join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, I got to get back to trading, but again, great trading day today. Profits galore. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, and you can profit too. Take care.